All right, so today is the announcement of our first Hearthstone Classic tournament. Going to be called the Hearthstone Classic. I've been talking about this for a while, so it's going to basically be a Hearthstone tournament that just uses the classic set of cards, but we're going to put in some deck building restrictions to keep things kind of interesting. We don't just want to see, the same kinds of meta decks we're used to seeing on the ladder. I want to see some creativity out of people in the community. This is an opportunity to keep things fresh in Classic, still use those old cards that we all love with the old design, less randomness, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to break down that format, going to break down the details of the tournament. So the most important details of the tournament as far as scheduling and things like that go. So it's going to be this coming Saturday and Sunday. So that is the 29th and the 30th, right? May 29th and 30th. It's going to start at 12 o'clock MST, Mountain Time. All right, so that's noon Mountain Time. The reason being for this time, partly, I don't want things to drag on too long over the span of just one day. I think I'll get tired. I think a lot of the players will be sitting around waiting too long. So we're just going to do the first round of the tournament on Saturday, and then we're going to finish everything up on Sunday. And the other reason is that so people who are in European time zones can participate without having to stay up really, really late if they make it to the finals. So hopefully this allows people both in the Americas and in Europe to join the tournament. Anyone is welcome. There's going to be 8 people allowed in total. Now it is not going to be a first come first serve basis as far as who's going to get to join the tournament. So what's going to happen is I'll put this video up. It should be up here on Sunday. I'm going to be taking applications on Discord, so hop into Discord, message me there. You don't have to stay in the group or anything like that, but if you do make it for the tournament, if I do end up choosing you, everything is going to be run through Discord. So anyone who's there in the tournament is going to have Discord for me to coordinate everything. It's just going to be the easiest way. But yeah, just send me a direct message on Discord if you're interested. I'm going to look through the submissions, I guess tonight if I get any, and Monday and Tuesday. Basically, when I wake up on Wednesday, that's when I'm going to try to make the decision for the final 8, assuming that we have 8 people who've applied. So how am I going to choose those people? Well, first of all, if you're a Twitch sub, you're going to get priority. I mean, it's people who are actually paying for the content that I make. I think it's the least I can do to give them a priority spot. After that, it's going to be somewhat of a random selection. I might choose just kind of whoever. But if it's someone who's been very active in the community, maybe they've given me lots of decks and commented on stuff, they're there watching me live on Twitch every day, all that kind of stuff, I'm going to kind of favor those dedicated viewers. But after that, it'll just be kind of a random selection by me, not a first come, first serve basis, anything like that. But I am hoping if this is successful, we'll have more tournaments like this and be able to get in people who weren't able to get in this first time, even if you're not a subscriber or haven't been around for all that long. So that's kind of the basic gist of it. Come apply on Discord. We'll get 8 people, but I want to go over the format here. So if we just take a minute to hop into Hearthstone here. So the format is going to be as such. The decks that you make, you're going to have to make 3 decks with 3 different classes, and they're going to be restricted to having a number of cards at each mana cost equal to or less than the mana cost itself. So it probably sounds a little confusing, but this is an example deck. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, if we look at the curve here, what that means is you're not allowed any 0-cost cards, right? If you look at 1-cost cards, you're allowed up to 1 1-cost card. You can also have 0. You're allowed up to 2 2-cost cards, up to 3 3-cost, up to 4 4-cost, keeps going. But you can see, like in this example here, You don't have to. You don't have to have 4 cost cards. You could have fewer than that. So at the 5 mana cost position here, you'll see there's only 4. That's totally fine. At 6, there's 6. And at 7, the restriction isn't that this 7 plus that you'll see here in the UI is restricted to 7. It'll actually be each one of the mana costs. So like looking at this deck here, it's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4 at 7, which is totally acceptable. 1 at 8, it's got a bunch at 9, and 1 at 10. So again, you're allowed to have cards at each mana cost equal to or lower than the mana cost itself. So hopefully that's clear. If there's any questions, I can clear that up. All 3 decks will have to follow this format. Like I said, 3 different heroes. And then the way that we're going to be playing it is you'll play a deck until you lose, right? It'll be a best of 5 format. Every deck's got to lose for someone to get kicked out. But if you win with a deck, you'll just stick with it until you lose, potentially going through all 3 of yours, or maybe just sticking with the 1 and beating all 3 of the opponents. Hopefully that's all clear, but more than happy to kind of clear things up if that doesn't make sense. So with that, just to kind of go over the final details of things, the overall winner of the tournament is going to get a gifted sub from me. Not a lot in the prize pool this time. I'm hoping, going forward, maybe we can actually generate some kind of real prize pool. But I think a gifted sub is like a significant chunk of all the money I've made doing this so far. So yeah, don't expect too much this time around. As well, after each win, the winner's going to be interviewed. So this is another reason why I want everything to be run through Discord. We're going to have the round of 8 basically on the Saturday. That's what I mean by the first round. We'll go through all the round of 8, and then we'll do the semifinals and finals on Sunday. So you'll at most have to play, once on that Saturday, and then potentially 2 series on the Sunday. But you are going to have to give an interview afterwards. So at least have a microphone. It's preferable if you've got a webcam, but if not, totally understand. Mic is good enough. Now, what I'm hoping to get out of these interviews is a few things. So one, we'll get a little bit of insight into how you made the decks, why you made the choices that you did. I think just a couple questions around there. I want this to be a way for community members to get some visibility. I want to meet the people who are kind of behind the screen names. I think this is a fun way to do it. And then finally, the interviews are going to be, they're going to go off the rails a bit. They're going to be a little bit silly on top of that. So yes, I'm going to be asking about your deck building decisions, but it's also going to be fun and jokes, and maybe some jokes at your expense as well. So I'm going to warn you guys ahead of time, if you sign up for this, that yeah, we might be poking some fun at you if you're the winner, having some fun at your expense. You got to be okay with that. Yeah, this is kind of your one warning. Not that anything's really meant to be offensive or too off the rails, but I'm really not looking for this to be some kind of professional run tournament. I want it to just feel like a bunch of people hanging out, watching video games and having fun, cracking jokes, that kind of thing. So that's why we're going to be doing that. Yeah, then I think after we've grabbed all the submissions, you'll be notified through Discord if you were chosen. I'll be gathering all the decks so that we can show them on stream. I'll be casting the whole thing on Saturday and Sunday, probably with like a delay, so there's no stream sniping, that kind of thing. So yeah, just hang around Discord while you're waiting for a response back. Like I said, once this is all over, you can absolutely just leave the group or just cut all ties with Discord. That's totally fine. But again, just to kind of summarize everything to make sure everyone's got it all clear, 12 o'clock MST, it's noon Mountain Time. Anyone can apply. Priority goes to subs and people who've been like dedicated watchers. Apply through Discord. Be okay with interviews that are a little bit silly and poking some fun after the games. And then make your 3 decks with the format that we described. That's kind of the gist of it. So for anyone who's interested, hit me up. And yeah, if there's any questions, I'm happy to clear things up. So hopefully this is the first of many Hearthstone Classic tournaments, and hope to see lots of applications flooding in.